Welcome back everybody to some more Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here, and in today's episode we've got the voting results from the last two episodes, and we've got two endurance races in today's episode. I cannot wait for this. Now, loads of you voted via the comments, Facebook and Twitter. Thank you so much for all you that took part, but it was an overwhelming favourite in today's vote. And there's a lot of bikes here to choose from, but one just stood out for everybody, and that's the one we're going to buy, and it's the HP4 racing version, the BMW. It's an awesome bike. Now, I have raced a different version of this before I lost all my content, but I didn't really put it through its paces, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this bike is going to perform on an endurance race, because it's all about consistency. I'm not going to adjust any of the settings, especially on the first race, and we're going to see how it goes. So let's get straight into that now. Here we go. Right guys, the first circuit we're going to test the bike around is Vallelunga Grand Prix circuit. So 8 laps around here should be quite challenging, but I'm looking forward to it. So let's get straight into it and have a go. Right, let's get straight into this race. Now, I'm not going to make any adjustments to the bike in the first race, but I might do it in the second race. Let's just have a look at what we're up against. And also, guys, what I might do is, because we're only doing 2 races in today's episode, I might do the other ones on a different bike and put it to a vote again later in the walkthrough, but we'll talk about that later. But I'm not going to change the settings too much. That should be okay for this race. Let's get straight into it. I'm really looking forward to this. Right, let's see if we can sprint to the bike, get on it, and hopefully bomb off. Also, guys, I just want to say thank you to all that joined me on the live streams I've done over the last few days. I really appreciate it. I am going to mix it up and do quite a few different games. Some of the games I might do live streaming on, maybe ones that I don't actually do series on. Just trying to mix it up. Just let me know in the comments what sort of games that you'd like to see on the live stream. Right, let's see if we can get a good start here. I do like this circuit. Right, let's try and get a nice line through here. I want to try and get to the front really early, but it is all about consistency on these endurance races. I mean, 8 laps around these circuits are very tough, very demanding. So I'm going to just have to try and be careful. Oh God, just make contact with the back wheel of that bike. That was lucky. First lap, and I've already made a little error, and I've actually dropped back from the main group. But the only good thing about 8 laps, you've got plenty of time to catch up. I've just got to settle in, and the bike's feeling okay on the default settings. It's not causing me too many problems, but it has got a very good handling, very good top end. The braking power isn't the highest out of all the bikes in this category, but it's okay. And I just saw that bike just caught the curb there. I thought it was going to come off. You do see the AI make a lot of mistakes on this circuit. I've seen in a lot of races I've done on this, which is good to see, because it's not just us that make mistakes. The computer make mistakes as well, which is good to see. Let's see if we can profit from a few mistakes maybe in this race. Let's try and get a nice line through here. Dive up the inside, get a nice tight turn there. Lovely control. Awesome. We should be able to take another place. Oh God, almost made a bit of contact there. Slip up the inside. Oh, I didn't like that, but managed to make it, and we're up to P5. That's not a bad start to this first lap, but over 8 laps, there is going to be times I'm going to, oh God, just made a little bit of a mistake. Hesitated into that corner. It's just a matter of just finding where you can push it, getting your braking points perfect, getting that nice turn into the corners, and hopefully over the 8 laps you get the victory. But that's not a bad first lap, not the quickest time. We have done faster than that, but we will see what this super sport bike can do. Hopefully we can improve on that. Right, let's just slow it down, get a nice turn in, and that's not bad through there. Just left the brake in a little bit late. We could have got that stopped a little bit quicker. Just be careful accelerating now. Now we've got anti-wheelie on low. Hopefully that should be okay. I mean, on the lower versions, the 600, I was starting to use no anti-wheelie, but I just thought I'd put it on low at least, just for these bikes, because out of the slow corners, these bikes have got a lot of brake horsepower and will go up quite easily. And again, just being careful. Just got to get some good throttle control, but we're sitting in a decent position. Oh, lot of tyre smell. Someone's come off. Oh, that was lucky. Lucky I went on the outside, but there you go. One of the AIs already made a mistake, and we've managed to gain a couple of places, and we've slipped up to 2nd place. Oh my God, that was a good couple of corners there, and we've profited from a mistake, and we're up to P2. Right, let's just try and close down on the leader and see if we can just try and put him under pressure. Went in there a little bit too fast, but I'm making a few little errors, but it'd take a few laps to settle down. Again, just went in there a little bit too fast. We don't want to make contact with the bike in front. Right, let's get in his slipstream. Let's try and get around this corner a little bit better. We were a little bit hesitant on the last lap. That's a little bit better. Just find where you can start opening the throttle. If you do it too early, sometimes you do lose the back end of the bike and it does throw you out a bit. And that's a bit of an improvement. Let's see if we can just keep on improving on that. We've got a bike sitting just behind us, so let's be careful into the slow corners, especially into this corner. Right, slow it down. Let's just try and take it a little bit wider. Oh, no, we managed to turn into there okay. I was wondering whether that bike behind me was going to slip out the inside. Oh my God, he's just hit the back end of my bike and he's got past. And I think that's another BMW. Oh my God, that was close. I thought he was going to have me off. And there you go, guys. You've got to be so careful into the corners. The AI seems to slow it down so much quicker and get them turned in right onto the apex. And you've got to be really careful. You've just got to be a little bit clever into the corners. Sometimes going a little bit wider and going a little bit slower around there. Okay, sometimes you lose a bit of time on the bikes in front, but you just got to find other areas to get past them, because sometimes in the corners it's not always best to go in that inside just in case you get knocked off. I am learning still on this game, and you just sort of like you do start taking different lines into certain corners on circuits that you know how the AI ride around there. I mean, they do change up on different bikes, but on these bikes they do tend to go in the corners really tight, and we've managed to get past, but we went in there a little bit hot. Probably get nice and turned in. Yes, we can, and we're back into second place. Let's see if we can slip up into first place. Yes, we managed to get in there. Oh God, he just touched my back wheel again. See what I mean? They do run straight into you, and I managed to just stay on the bike, and we're into the lead on the third lap, going into the fourth lap, and that's a brilliant. Now we've just got to be really consistent now and just try and hold the lead and not make any mistakes. Now that's the fastest lap of the race. Still not as quick as I know I can do around here, but as long as we can hit those sort of times, hopefully over the next coming laps we should be okay. But we've got these two bikes that have stayed with us. Hopefully we can start pulling away, and that's not bad there. Slightly slower at the split point on that section. We did slow it down slightly, just try not to make any mistakes. And now I'm leading the race, and just keep an eye on the bikes behind. But like I said, it's all about being consistent. As long as we can do that, we should be okay. But that's the good thing about these endurance races. You have to be a little bit tactical. Sometimes on certain circuits, when I know that I'm not the quickest round, I do hold back for quite a number of laps and wait until the group of bikes start spreading out a bit. As you can see, there is quite a gap between the bikes behind me from the main group, and sometimes if you wait 4 or 5 laps, sometimes they really do start spacing out, so you've only got like 1 or 2 bikes to worry about, and that makes it a lot easier. I'd rather have that than loads of bikes, because if you make a mistake you can lose so many positions, and we've just improved onto that split time, and that's brilliant. If we can just put in a couple of faster laps, now we're in front. Hopefully we can start pulling away, and there is a gap developing, and that's awesome. Not a bad experience. We haven't altered anything on the bike, and it's feeling pretty good. There is a couple of things that, oh God, just made a mistake. See, I made a mistake when I said I was doing all right. I made a mistake, but luckily we did manage to just slow it down, and it did cost us a bit of time. So we were running a little slightly quicker, and that cost us a bit of time. But like I said, you know, you've got to try and be really clever once you get in the lead, just to know when you want to push it, because there's no point trying to keep going faster and faster and putting in faster times. Once you've got a decent gap, there's no need to go too mad in the corners, and we've managed just to hold that gap slightly. But hopefully we can just carry that on into the remaining laps. I mean, this circuit, I was very surprised they put it on the game. Now, the first time I actually went round this circuit was actually on a Assetto Corsa, and even in the cars it is very challenging. But I must admit, now I've raced around it a few times, I think it's a brilliant circuit. I would love to have a go, but these sort of sections here are the ones that you've got to watch out. I mean, some bikes, when you go around there, it does throw you out a lot, but luckily these bikes handle pretty well. And as I was going to say, I probably will make a few adjustments to this bike into the second race. I can feel it not reacting very well at the back end. I think it's understeering slightly, so I might make a few adjustments, nothing major, but this BMW is definitely a very, very good choice. So I thank all of you that voted for it. And hopefully in the next couple of endurance races we do, like I said at the start of the video, we're probably going to leave the other races for a different bike. We'll put it up for a vote again, but we are going to do some of the other bikes that came out on free DLC, some that were on the limited bike packs. If you look in the description, I've listed all the dates of all the bikes that are coming out, not just the free packs, but the premium packs as well. So don't forget, guys, to have a look at that so you know when they're all coming up. And there's quite a few. So we've got a lot of bikes to look forward to in the coming months. Plus, they're going to add some more tours, I've heard, very soon as well, which is going to be brilliant. So there's going to hopefully be some new circuits coming as well. This game has been a massive success, and I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. I mean, since I've had it, it's been just over a month now. I can't put it down. I am putting a lot of time into this game, and probably will do for several months to come. Even though there is quite a few games coming up in the new year, which we're going to be showing on the channel. This one's definitely going to be one series that's going to be running for a very, very long time. And I hope you stay tuned and enjoy it with me. So let's see if, oh God, just made a little mistake there. They're going to catch up, but we're holding a decent lead. Still making the odd error here and there. But you're going to do that. It's hard to be on it for 8 laps. It just ups the difficulty. And I think one thing they do need to add, and a few people have said in the comments to me, they need to add tyre wear, and I totally agree with you guys. They have it on MotoGP. It's one thing they do need to add on this game, because you don't see any tyre wear during the endurance races, and I know it's going to make it harder for us. Oh God, be careful around there. But it's going to make it harder for the AI as well. So that's definitely something that they need to add to the game. But I'm not going to moan about it too much, because they've made so many other improvements on a lot of other stuff. So let's see if we can just hold it nice through here. Just got to be careful. We're going to run a little bit too quick to slow it down. But we've got quite a decent lead, and we've only got a couple of laps to go. We're doing really well. I'm not worrying about putting in too faster laps. I might have to push it at the end if they catch up, because I find in a lot of the races we've had over the since we've had the game, the AI seem to speed up in the last couple of laps, especially in the endurance races. So I'm going to have to be careful I don't let them get too close into the remaining laps, and that's not too bad round there. Really smooth. This BMW is awesome. I mean, there is one bike in this category that I would like to try, and that's the KTM, but like I said, it's down to you guys. I will put it to a vote. There is some other ones I want to try. I mean, I think now we've tried an Aprilia in this category. So we've had obviously in the R1 category we had the Kawasaki, but like I said, guys, we've got plenty of time so to try out all of them. But they definitely do feel different. I mean, that Kawasaki that I tried out in a couple of episodes ago, it was absolutely amazing. So quick, and handled very, very well, even on the default settings. But yeah, let's see if we can finish this off coming into the last lap. I'm not sure. I think in the next race we're going to go for Imola. I think it'll be a really fast-paced race around there. And like I said, we'll do the other tracks on a different bike, because I think there's 3 other tracks that. But I think we did Nürburgring GP in the last episode, so I didn't want to do that one again. But I think that will be a very, very big test for this bike, so we're definitely going to have to do that on a different bike. Right, not muck up this last corner. Oh, got to slow down a little bit too much there. Only dropping half a second. Still being quite consistent. I've done all right. I've made a few errors. It hasn't been a perfect performance, but if we can get the win, that is still a good result for a first experience on this bike. Right, let's slow it down, keep it nice and tidy. And I've got 3 bikes, so there's 3 bikes that have split from the main group that are sticking quite close behind me, but I'm not sure whether they're going to be able to catch. But they are in only a couple of seconds behind, so you can quite easily make one mistake and they're right on you. So let's just try and be nice and tidy through there. That's really nice and smooth through there. That's brilliant. Right, we're coming into the final sections, which can be rather tough. this corner I always find really hard to get nice and tight, but like I said, it is understeering slightly. Right, this one, getting nice and tight on this one, and we're not doing too bad. We're almost only just below our fastest lap, so that's a good way to finish this race. Oh God, just hesitated there as I turn into that corner, and we're coming to a last corner. This has been brilliant, coming to the end, and it looks like we're going to take the victory in this first race, and that's absolutely amazing. Just keep it nice and smooth. There you go, guys. Let's bring up the wheel for a victory wheelie, and we take a win. What a way to start the episode. We get a win on the HP4, and I tell you what, guys, it's well worth trying this one because I think it is a very, very special bike. I mean, I've never ever considered buying a BMW. I've always, the bikes that really appeal to me are the Hondas and Kawasaki's. But, you know, BMW are starting to make some really, really nice bikes. And you cannot deny that. Right, let's get into the next race. And hopefully we can get another win. So let's get straight into that now. So here we go. Right, guys, next up is Imola. Let's get straight into this one. I think this is going to be a very difficult one to win. But hopefully we can do it. So let's get straight into it. Right, guys, I think I'm going to make a few adjustments before I get into this race. Now, I didn't adjust any of the settings in the first one, but I'm just going to alter a few things that I feel will make a difference. Fingers crossed, I could be proved wrong. I'm not going to make loads of adjustments, that's about it. But hopefully that should make the bike handle a little bit better. No, I'm going to keep the gears the same. Handlebars, I will just move that one to 4. And hopefully that will make some improvements. Now let's have a look who's in this race. Oh God, loads of decent bikes in this one again. And I'm going to keep the options the same. And let's get straight into it, guys. I'm really, really looking forward to this one. And let's get straight into this and hopefully get another victory. Right, let's see if we can get a good start in this one, guys. Now, in the last race, we managed to get to the front in 3 laps. I think this one's going to be a little bit harder. I think the bikes are a lot quicker around this circuit than Vanalunga, but we will see. Now, there's a lot of BMWs in this one as well, so I'm hoping that we can stick with them. I'm not sure what bike was at the front. Let's try and get a nice line through there. Oh God, nice and tight through there. Let's keep it nice and smooth. It's probably going to take a few laps to get just into it, but like I said, I've made a few adjustments, so let's see if they improve the handling. Let's get nice and tight through there. That's not too bad. Let's keep it nice and smooth. And we're up to P6. Let's see if we can take a couple of places, slow it down. Oh God, we can't go in the inside, let's go on the outside. Just trying to avoid any contact with any other bikes. Onto the curb there. Not the smoothest. And oh God, dear, the bikes are in the lead. Are starting to pull away already. This is what I was afraid of. I said that they're a lot quick around here, and we just left the braking a little bit late into that section. That cost us a little bit of time. Slow it down. Just making a few errors here on the first lap. Try and get a nice line. Oh God, we managed to drive up the inside. Took the opportunity, but we didn't get a good drive up the hill, and we lost the position. Can we get in another good position to take that position back in this chicane? Slow it down, try and take a nice line onto the curb. No, we couldn't get a good line through there. Right, let's just drive it down the hill. And this hasn't been the best first lap. We've made a couple of errors already, but hopefully after a few laps we settle down and we can start pushing this awesome HP4. And they always seem to go onto that curb like that. I've noticed that in a lot of races. The AI always go onto the curb like that and still get a decent drive out of there. And again, we didn't manage to get past. We are struggling at the moment to just settle down. Let's try and slow it down into this chicane, which can be very difficult. I've seen the AI crash through there quite a lot and accelerate. So that's the first lap out the way. Now we've got 7 more laps. But I think we're going to have to start gaining a few places now. I can see the leaders starting to really get a decent lead away, and that's going to be really difficult, and that's not a bad line through there. We've managed to take 1 place, get nice and tight onto the curb. Be careful, not overdoing it. Now it is not understeering as much of those adjustments, but I think I've made an error on the back. It's feeling a little bit more unstable than it was in the first race. I don't know whether that's just down to the corners on this circuit, I'm not sure. But like I say, this is the problem. Just make contact there, be careful. Almost took that CBR off, but he managed to regain himself. It's so hard to go through those corners and not make any contact on these bikes. You've got to be so careful. And on the Pro Physics also, it doesn't take much to lose control and come off. But what I have found since the update, they have leveled it out. The AI come off just as easy as you do, which is good. So let's see if we can get a nice line through here, nice and steady through there, up to P4, which isn't too bad on this second lap. We are starting to make progress, which is awesome. Right, let's slow it down through this chicane. Let's try not to make too many errors. That's nice and smooth through there. That's much better. Right, let's get a nice drive down the hill. Can we take an inside line into these slow corners and maybe take another place and get up to third place? Let's try and slow it down, try and take a nice line. No, I think he's going to dive in. Oh, God. No. See what I mean? They go right on the curb. You've got to be so careful. And it's nice and tight into there. That's not as tight as I would like it. But we're doing okay. We're sticking with the three that I've pulled away. But I'm not sure what's leading the race. But he's really starting to put some distance between me and the lead. So we're going to have to really start pushing it and see if we can catch up. If we can get past another bike in this lap and do the same in the next lap, hopefully we can get close to the lead. Let's try and get a nice line through here. And oh God, onto the curb, but you can get away with it as long as you don't go any further than the green bits of that those corners. You can get away with that, but you've got to be careful because you will slide off if you're at quite a tight angle going into there. And again, we've lost the braking. Oh my God, we've made a mistake, and that's cost us. And we're going to lose a little bit of time going into the next corner. Let's just be careful because that Aprilia is probably going to come up the inside and I don't want it to knock me off. No, he's got a good drive, a little bit of contact. He's pushed me out a little bit wider and we're going to have to be careful into this next left-hand turn because he's definitely going to get the inside line before me, or is he? No, we managed to get there just before him. That's awesome. So we held the position, but we've made a mistake and we really lost a little bit of time on the leading group. But I said this would be a harder race to win, so we're going to have to be a little bit better in the next coming laps. But the good thing about these endurance races, you've got plenty of time, so I'm not going to panic just yet. Let's just try and slow it down into this section, and that's all right. I'm trying to take it as wide into that second turn because I always found when I go really tight into that second turn in that chicane, that's when I used to get knocked off a lot. So that's my tactic through there, and it's worked for me in quite a few races, so hopefully it will work for me in this race. And we've gone a little bit too wide in there, really just struggling to find the braking points in this race because I'm worrying about losing the lead. This is the thing, you've got to be careful in these races not to get over enthusiastic. I know that you always want to win, but just trying to push it too soon and it just throws you out of your rhythm and that can cause you to crash. So I'm just going to have to just take my time. We've still got half the race to go. We're only on the fourth lap, so there's still plenty of time to get past. And again, we haven't gone as tight as I would like through there. That's not too bad. Got a good line through there. Let's try and get a nice drive through there, get in the slipstream, and hopefully get a nice line through here and take that place. We need to get back past this bike if we can. Oh God, we're really tight there, but managed to correct myself. We just left it a little bit through them. Another mistake. Made quite a few, but we managed just to hold it, and we managed to get into third place. So we managed to recover from that mistake. But we're still losing pace with these two in front. We've got to start improving. Right, let's get a nice line there. Oh God, he lost it through there. You could see the brake mark there, and he skid a little bit into there. So he definitely left the braking a little bit late into that corner. See if we can take advantage of that. Try and get a nice line. Can we dive up the inside? Oh God, that was a risk. Oh my God, I turned a little bit too early into that, but luckily I got away with that. But that was really, really scary. I thought I was going to lose it there, and that would have been a shame on the fourth lap to come off. That really could have put us in a really difficult position, but we managed to get through there. But I'm not going to do that again. Next time I'm going to hold back. There's no need to go in there as tight as that. We can definitely recover. But this has been our quickest lap so far. So let's see if we can just maintain that. We are starting to close in on the leader, which is awesome. But we still got to keep an eye on the bikes behind as well, because they were running at a decent speed. Let's try and get a nice line through here. It's been nice and smooth going into the fifth lap. Still got plenty of time to get past this bike, so let's just try and settle down. And that is our quickest lap, much quicker, so that's a 1:47.8. I've done miles quicker around here than that, so we definitely know there's a lot of improvement that we can make. And again, that was a little bit of a mistake there, just left the braking a little bit late and the back end didn't react very well. I definitely think it's the rebound that I adjusted, and that is causing me a lot of problems. And that's not too bad through there, nice and tight. Oh God, braked a little bit. I was going a little bit fast into that corner, but we're doing okay. Let's try and get a nice line behind him up the hill and see if we can get a good drive. That's nice and smooth, and we're right in his slipstream. We are starting to close in, which is awesome. You never know, guys, we might be able to get past him in the remaining sections of this race. We've got to be careful. That's just try and get a nice tight line there. Oh God, left the braking a little bit late, but we managed to recover and get a tight line going down the hill. Can we get past him in this next couple of corners? Can we get nice and close? No, that's hold back. We couldn't get past it. He had a nice and tight line, but we managed to get a good drive up the hill, and it's the R1 racing version. I was actually wondering which bike it was. It's the R1. No wonder it's managed to get away. The R1 is super powerful in this category, so it's a really hard bike to beat, but we've managed to get past him. That was nice and smooth through there, but we've got to nail these next few corners. He's sitting right behind me, and they do leave their braking a lot late, so we've got to be careful. And it's so hard to lead a race, especially on these sort of races where the bikes are so quick, and you've got to be careful that you don't make any errors. Sometimes it's easier to lead, plus you get the slipstream as well, so you've got to be careful. Let's see if we can nail this chicane going into the 6th lap. Nice and smooth through there. That's not too bad, and we've nailed it. Now we have dropped a little bit of time on that lap, but as long as we keep it around that time and be nice and consistent into the remaining laps, we should be okay. Right, we've got to nail this section. Slow it down, slow it down. We've left the braking a little bit too late. Oh my God, onto the grass. Don't lose it. Oh my God, I managed to turn it over, and luckily we didn't plough straight into the R1 there. But there you go, my first lap leading the race, and I already made a mistake, but luckily we got away with it. Now this bike hasn't got the best braking power out of all the bikes, and it showed there. I couldn't stop the bike going into that section at speed, and it almost cost me, but we got away with it. As long as we don't do that again, we've still got an opportunity to win this race, but we've got to get past this R1 again, and we're just going to take our time. We know where we can be a little bit quicker through here. Let's try and keep a nice tight line through there. We didn't muck the braking up there. That's a little bit better. Drive it down the hill, and I think we're just going to hold back again through here. Let's see what he does. Is he going to make a mistake? Oh, he's slowed down through there. We might be able to slip past. Yes, we managed to slip past, but he's going to get a good drive up the hill and probably get my slipstream, but we managed to do it. He slowed down slightly there. He just hesitated enough for me just to take the chance. Right, we've got to nail it there. Just left the brake a little bit late. That's just cost us a little bit of time. Be careful. Getting really, really twitchy now into the remaining laps. This is where it gets really difficult, because any errors and your race could be over. I mean, luckily we made a minor one at the start of this lap, and we got away with it, but any others like that could really, really do damage and cost us the position. I think winning this race is going to be difficult if you got a couple of seconds behind into the remaining laps, because like I said in the first race, the AI do tend to speed up into the remaining laps. I mean, look, we lost almost 2 seconds in that lap with that mistake, so hopefully we won't make the same mistake here. Let's try and take a bit of a tighter line, slow it down, and that's much better through there. That's managed to get a nice line through there, and again turn it in. Not as tight as I'd like, but like I said, just try and keep it nice and consistent now into the last couple of laps. That should be the key. And again, we've lost a bit of time in that split time, but hopefully it should be enough to hold the race. I'm not aware of the sort of lap times they're putting in, whether they're slightly quicker at the moment. I definitely think I had the fastest lap. I can't remember which lap it was on, but like I said, they're going to speed up into these last couple of laps, so we've just got to be really careful. Nice through there. Again, we've managed to break it down. That's a little bit slower than I would like, but we've managed just to hold the R1 off. We've got a little bit of a gap, and that should be okay. And we've lost almost a second on this lap, so we are starting to slow down. I think I might just speed up a touch on the last lap, not too much, but enough just to just to make me feel a little bit secure, we've got a little bit more of a gap going into the last remaining corners of the race, because you don't want them right behind you in those last chicane. As you've seen in a previous video, we had a massive moment right in the last chicane where a bike went crashing into me, but luckily I didn't come off. But well, actually I did come off wheeling over the finish line, but I could have come off, and it was my own fault because I had a lead and I made loads of mistakes. Right, coming off to this last chicane of this 7th lap, and then we go into the last lap of the race, and hopefully we can just push it a little bit and bring this home for a victory. Now, we've lost just over a second on that lap, but I think we could just improve a little bit in this last lap, and we have got a decent lead. Let's try and get nice and smooth through here. Oh God, don't lose it again. Oh God, Will went up there as I just turned a little, just tapped the power on a little bit too early, but that we managed to recover, and we still got a decent gap. Let's try and nail this section as well. We can get nice and tight, and again we've just left it a little bit too late, and that's not too bad through there. So we're only just over 0.1 behind our fastest lap. Let's try and get a nice tight line through there. Hesitated slightly, so really starting to make these little niggly errors, which can cost you a little bit of time here and there. And I think the R1's starting to push. He's getting a little bit closer. Let's try and just be nice and smooth through here. Let's try and nail it down the hill. If we can get a nice drive up the hill, we should be okay. Nice and tight through there. Hold the speed. Turn it in, and again we're almost a second slower than our fastest lap, so I didn't improve, but I think I've just managed to hold the same sort of gap, which should be okay. Nice and smooth through there. Nice. We've only got a few more corners to go, and we're going to get another victory, and that will be awesome. Right, let's just try and nail it through these corners. Just try and get a little bit tighter, just to get a little bit of more speed through these corners. Nice and tight through there. That's nice and tight. Not overdoing it on the acceleration. That I do. And we're going to the last chicane, and I think we should be able to do it as long as we don't brake too early and they go flying into the back of us. Right, nice line. Nice and tight. That will do. And there we go, guys. Let's just bring that wheel up and not come off this time, and we take another victory. Now, that BM was superb. I mean, I made a lot of errors in both races, but it's so good, the handling, that you can get away with it. The adjustments did make it better turning into the corners, but what adjustments I made at the back didn't feel as comfortable as the first race. But this is about what you do in these sort of races. You test out what works and what doesn't work. So that's how I do my setups. I try loads of different variations, all different setups, and just pick the best one. And you know by a couple of races what works for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Please give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let's try and get up to 30 or 40 likes in this video. That would be absolutely brilliant, and I will see you very soon for some more Ride 2 on this channel. Thank you so much, and bye bye.